Hi. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? What do I say here? Trust me, guys. There is going to be tears today. How do we start? How to start, guys? I didn't plan the stream at all. I guess I'll start with just Alex's thing, and then we'll just jump right into it. So welcome to the Neko Nation. 'Tis the year 2022. Here's just a recap for all the folks that's new. The mysterious life story started long ago, but now it's coming to a close, and finally we will know. Rounding up the year, there's just one thing left to do. Now on to your sharing, we're waiting on you. So ends here the appetizer, and now the main course, the mysterious life story of Neko. The floor is all yours. Alex, what the fuck? Alex, does this mean I have to tell you guys now? Is that what it is? I'm scared. I'm going to Korea for 3 weeks. I'm going to Korea tomorrow, actually. I'm going to Korea with my parents. And it might not sound that big to you guys. Like, yeah, like she's just going to another country. She's visiting like family and blah 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 blah. But it's not that simple. How do I start this story? Like, it's so long. So anyone who doesn't know, back in January, I sent a message in announcements in my Discord server. And I told you guys that I had some really exciting news. I couldn't tell you guys what it was, but I did tell you guys that I wanted to tell you by the end of this year, and it's the end of this year. And there have been times when I alluded to this mysterious life story, but I couldn't tell you guys any details. Like, some of the questions were, why don't I want to go to Disney World? Why haven't I gone to Korea much? And why did you and Mr. Neko get married so early? All these questions are going to be answered today on this stream, and the biggest one is the reason why we're going to Korea. And one thing that you guys should know is the reason why I couldn't announce it beforehand is because we didn't know we were going to Korea until Saturday. Having this behind us, the reason why we didn't know was because I am someone who, for people who don't live in America, you guys probably don't know about Dreamers, or people under DACA, which is a political and legal status here in America. Ever since I was young, I grew up in America. I moved here when I was 2. It actually starts all the way from the beginning of my life. My mom's family all came here as well. My dad's family was left back in Korea. So, while I was growing up, I thought I spoke the Pledge of Allegiance. I had all of this, like, I grew up, you guys hear my English. I don't speak Korean that well. I speak more English. All my friends are here in America. But unfortunately, I didn't know this for a really long time, but I was not American for most of my life. I was a pure Korean citizen. In fact, I was a dreamer. After Obama became president in America, he helped people like me who had no status in America. And because of that, I was able to do a bunch of stuff like work and ask college for scholarships, and just in general, just like get a license, open a credit card and a bank account, invest in stocks. And it was just a lot of stuff. When I was younger, my parents always promised us that to my sister and me, that we would be able to go to Disney World together. And then this is in 2017 January, and this is one of the most important memories of my life, and this is when the tears will start. In January 2017, my family was finally supposed to go on a trip together. I had grown up pretty poor, and my parents work under the books, like under the table jobs. So vacation days didn't make sense. Any day they didn't work was another day they couldn't get paid. And because of this, not only did we not have the time or the money to plan for trips, but my dad also was just very scared because of our status here to fly. And finally, when my sister and I were going to college, my parents felt like they had the freedom to go on a trip together as a family. My sister and I looked at each other and immediately went, we have to go to Disney World. It doesn't matter that we're in college, but Disney World is the one trip that we want to go on as a family. Right when I was starting to plan this trip, my father came to me and told me that he didn't want to go, that he never said he wanted to go. I got very angry, rightfully so, because I was planning this for months. And then he came to me and he told me he can't go to Disney World. And when I yelled at him, why not? He looked at me and told me it's because he had not even gone to a trip with his parents once. He had not seen his mom for about 18 years at that point. I was very confused, right? Like I didn't understand. And then he started talking a little more and told me, I haven't even bought my parents a meal or held my mom's hand. My dad is someone who is very unemotional. He doesn't talk about his feelings. I don't know who he is. Very stereotypical Korean dad. And suddenly, I was hearing all this from him while I was angry, by the way, so I was very confused. Then he left my room. My mom went to go check on him and I decided to walk over, and I realized I should probably see what's up. I walked past the bathroom and that's when I saw my dad crying. He turned around to my mom and cried into her shoulder. I've never seen my dad cry before this, and this is when I resolved myself that my one life goal is going to be to send my dad to Korea to see his mom. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I wanted to. I was not gonna stop at anything until he saw his mom again. And this is where Mr. Neko comes in. He did not die. I think you guys can tell based on my story in which political standing I am standing. Just a reminder, this is not, if you guys are Democrats, please don't tell me. If you guys are Republicans, please don't tell me. But I do need to tell you guys this to tell you guys part of the story. Right in 2016, 2017, that era, that was when the election for Trump versus Hillary Clinton was happening. My family was staring at the news. In fact, it got so bad that anytime I heard any details about the political campaigns, I started shutting off my computers. I stopped going on social media. I stopped looking in the internet. I did nothing. I literally avoided every single topic regarding this because I was scared. If Trump got elected, he was promising that he would get rid of DACA. DACA being the program that was letting me get a job, that was letting me have a credit card, that was letting me do anything here. If I didn't have DACA, I was going to college for no reason so I can get paid under the books. When Trump got elected, I cried. I was so scared. At that point, I got desperate. Mr. Neko and I had been dating by then, and Mr. Neko saw how desperate I was, and he knew my family's situation. So at the age of 20, when we were just juniors in college, Mr. Neko made the resolve to propose to me because he's an American citizen. I did not marry Mr. Neko for the citizenship. I hope to say that now, and it will always be true. I married him out of love. But it is true when I say that we got married early so he could help my family. Mr. Neko and I went to City College and we signed the papers. We got married July 17th, 2017. I'm so nervous. We went to City Hall to get married on June 21st, 2017. So that's a big answer to the question of why do we get married at the age of 20? It's because of that. So Mr. Neko and I applied and I got my green card, and that's how I went to Korea in 2018 to see my grandma for the first time and my dad's family for the first time. It was a very, very emotional trip. I cried like crazy when I had when I met my grandma for the first time. It was like a K-drama where I couldn't see anything else. Nothing else mattered. I just stared at my grandma and I walked towards her. And she was on the phone and she looked at me and she just said, she's here, and left and like hung up the phone call. And the reason why it was so touching is because my grandmother and I had never seen each other before this. In fact, we've never even video called. I've only known her voice. And the only thing I saw and I knew of her was one picture that we have in our living room. And I was still able to figure out who she was immediately after leaving the doors of the subway station. All of this was happening. I came back, my grandmother was crying. She didn't cry at all when I met her, but she cried a lot when I left. So, in January 3rd of 2022, this year, I got a notice in the mail. My dad literally, like first day back from like a holiday break, my dad storms up and yells my name, Chiana, Chian, Chian! And I'm wondering what's going on. My parents are both storming up my room into my office while I'm working. And my dad is like carrying an envelope that's from USCIS, which is the Immigration Services of the United States. And he's like waving it around and I'm trying to figure out what this is. We open it and it tells me that I can finally become a citizen of America. That I just need to go in for an interview process. I need to pass the citizenship test and everything. And that's what that announcement was in January 3rd on Discord. It was me telling you guys and wanting to share this happiness, but I couldn't tell you guys because my parents were still of questionable status, and obviously that's not something that you want to tell everyone. That's why I couldn't tell you guys until now. Like when I went, it was very emotional because that day after I passed the citizenship test, which was very easy because I grew up here, I knew the history and stuff. All I had to do was say the Pledge of Allegiance one more time, and for the first time, I was finally able to say the Pledge of Allegiance as an American. It was very weird because I have been saying it all my life, and it was very weird to be able to look at the flag and say that that was mine. Like now I could say that it was my flag too. Okay, so now kind of going back to where we are now. I started looking for a new job. Today was the last day at my current job. I said goodbye to all my coworkers and I started a new job in January 16th. On Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, I signed a contract with my new job. And I told them like, hey, there's a chance I might have to go to Korea soon. Next thing you know, the next day was Thanksgiving. And I get an email that says that my status has been updated. And my parents were also very excited. My dad came into my room and asked me what this was. And we saw that they were approved. After waiting for so long, I had thought that this was not going to happen until next year. The next Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving, we get a notice in the mail that my parents were approved completely. This all happening the day after I signed the contract for my new job, by the way, which was crazy. And we didn't know when the green cards were coming in. Last week on Wednesday, I think, on Wednesday, I had we got more news that my parents' green cards were being processed. So it was super, super exciting. We had so much, everyone was super excited. I was just asking Mr. Neko, when is it coming? When is it coming? Does it mean if it's processed, do I have to wait for 3 months after that? I don't know. All of this happening, and I was very overwhelmed because I had a new job. I had to quit my old one, and then I had to and then the green cards are coming, and then Korea might happen, and it was crazy. So in the end, I went to Miami. I was going to Miami on Friday. We were planning this trip with my friends for months now. And then kind of just coming to now where we are today. So a big reason why I couldn't do anything in the Miami trip was because on Friday, I was gone. I was gone from my house. And then we get a delivery notice. I was not home and I hate myself for that. But we got a notice saying that the green cards were delivered in the mail and it was sitting in our mailbox. My dad, who was an hour away, drove all the way just to get them in person. My dad is very, very pessimistic, just like I am. My dad and I both decided not to believe in that it was ending until we saw the actual green cards. When he got the green cards, there was a group chat that was going on because my mom was telling us like, hey, the green cards were delivered. Your dad's driving. My dad gets home. He doesn't send a single message that entire group chat, by the way. And then suddenly he says in the group chat in Korean, 고마워, which means thank you. It was very obvious to everyone there that it was a message for me. He said nothing else, by the way. That was the one word he said. There was so much behind that thank you. At this point, there was nothing left to say. We all knew what that thank you meant. And I saw that message and I cried. He didn't say anything else and there was no need to. What is he gonna say at that point? And guys, I'm a horrible daughter. I didn't even say anything back. I'm still looking at that text message and I did not respond at all. My mom messaged me like, Dad said thank you, by the way. And I was like, I know, but what do I say? I didn't respond. Guys, one thing you have to know about me and my dad. We're a very classic son-father relationship. There's no words between us. If there's something we need to say, we'll talk to my mom. She's the middleman. I'm a daughter, but like son-father relationship, like Sid, actually. I'm not even joking. This all happened and yeah, so this was happening in Miami. And then suddenly now I had to tell my current job that we might go to Korea soon and blah, blah, blah. And then I asked my dad, when do you want to go? And he told me that he wasn't sure. He was scared of going. Because of course, we're all scared. I'm terrified that I'm going tomorrow. I don't know what to expect. This is weird. Like, we spent our entire lives thinking that this would never happen. We spent 24 years waiting. My dad is gonna see his mom in 2 days for the first time in 24 years. 24, guys. That's older than some of you in chat. Imagine not seeing your mom for 24 years. Now you see why it's really, really big here. Yeah, I was in Miami with Mr. Neko, again, being the gem that he is. He booked us flight tickets for Wednesday. Yeah, now we're up to today. I'm going to Korea tomorrow at noon. And the life story is over. My life goal has been complete. I'm very nervous. I'm very excited. I'm very, if I'm stressed and emotional, I don't know how my dad feels right now. I'm like this. My dad's head is probably spinning. Today I went downstairs and I looked at my dad and I told him, you know we're going on a flight tomorrow, right? His facial expression was one of complete disbelief. Thank you guys for your support. Also, one thing is I usually do not like talking about paying for anything that you guys do, like all your bits and all the bits and subs that you guys have been giving me. One thing that I have been doing is that I haven't been spending that money. I did spend it on I'm fancy lights. I have lights, guys. Look at that. So basically what happened is, other than actual stream upgrades, I've been saving up all of the money that I've been making on Twitch. And a big reason why is because of Korea. I wanted to use it all in Korea. But yeah, guys, anyone who has financially supported this channel, thank you so much, because it really did help us a lot this time.
Let's get some real authentic KFC.
Okay, I'm not, guys, by the way, I'm not saying this as a plea, you guys have to give me money now. I just wanted to let you guys know, it's an extra thank you because of how meaningful it is. Please do not feel pressured to... Seven! Okay, wait, there's too many! Wait,
I really wish you the amazing best on your journey in the future.
Words. Okay, yeah, wait, guys, I'm resetting my break. Give me a few minutes to reboot, because it's actually not working. Yeah. I got you, Michin. I got you. I will buy crayons. I will do it.
Pun intended.
Guys, okay, you guys really don't have to keep giving me money. I mean it. I really just wanted to say, like, thank you, because I did want to let you guys know where your money was going if it wasn't going into stream. I know a lot of streamers promise you guys that the money is going back into the stream, and obviously I did never promise that because I knew it wasn't going to happen. But I promise all of this money or all of this support that you guys have just given me, I will spend it in my Korea trip, paying things for my parents, and using it to make my family happy, honestly. So thank you. Yeah, that's really it. This is the mysterious life story of Neko. I am a citizen of America. I've done everything I could to get to this point, and starting tomorrow, my family will finally be able to do the thing that my family have been trying to do for the past 24 years. So this 24-year-long story is finally coming to an end. So, before you guys keep throwing money at me, I think this is a fitting place to end stream. I've only streamed for about a minute. By the way, everyone who had come to this stream, thank you guys so much. Actually. Okay, so we're gonna go raid, guys. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done, and you guys are going... I will be back, and I hope to show everything. I don't think there's anything much left to say. Wait, what is that viewer count? We have 35 viewers right now? There's too many people. I'm scared of people. You guys, people are scary. So like, I'm gonna pretend that there's only 35. Cause I'm an awkward turtle. With that, we're gonna end it here, guys. Yes, Mr. Neko as well. Thank you guys for everything, and I hope to see you guys again in 3 weeks. I'll see you guys later. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye!
Don't have to tell lies. I hope that you're fine.
너하고 엄마하고 나눠 먹어.
완전 눌러달래. 큰아들 왔다 엄마. 엄마 큰아들 왔다.
그렇게 사는 거야 얼굴이. 얼른 와.
아이고 좀 아픈데.
큰아들은 울었어? 어? 왜 울었어?
또 있어.
왜 그래? 엄마 잘 살았는데.
가방 벗어.
엄마 잘 살았어. 가방 먹고. 엄마 잘 살았어. 왜 그래?
내일 먹게
엄마 잘 살았어.
그래. 너네 죽겠어.
많이 안 줘요. 아이고 난 지연이가 지네 아빠 챙기는 게 엄청 그만.
너네 앞에 가자.